Hello everyone, I'm Jarrell from Sungrand. I develop the Silver Falls games. Today I'll be sharing a bit of Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers, which hopefully will launch soon on all 3DS models. That'll be before the end of the sales on the eShop for 3DS and Wii U at the end of March. So hopefully we get this through to Nintendo and it's on the shop and we can all enjoy it as one last hurrah for those eShops. What I want to focus on is not only sharing you the gameplay and what I think makes this game interesting. I've really tried to put in interesting mechanics. I didn't want to just make the same kind of game that we've seen from so many RPGs in the past. I really wanted something that could last a while and you could keep coming back to, even if you just wanted to casually play a couple minutes here and there every other day. But also the challenges that went into developing and designing this kind of game. But before I start that, I just want to thank everyone for their incredible support. Thank you for cheering me on. Thank you for enjoying the Silver Falls games and for letting me know that you're looking forward to the upcoming titles. It really does make a big difference, and I really do genuinely appreciate that. I'll really try to get back to individual comments and reply to as many people as I can, but at the moment, I'm absolutely. I just have an immense amount of work that I'm really just I've got my arms around it. I'm trying to wrestle this stuff down and get it all uh, tackled. And hopefully all these games will be done in time and we can get Nintendo to approve and launch them. So there are a number of story events that we'll go through. Uh, every time you complete a mission up to a certain extent, there's an event that'll play. Characters will meet up, and you'll get to meet some of those characters as well. So in this current save file, I haven't recruited anyone yet. So what I'm going to do is off screen here, where you can't see, I'm just going to edit my save data here because that's my right as the game developer. So I'm just opening my save data here, and I'm going to look at my list of unlocked characters here. So what do we got here? We have characters unlocked. Let me go ahead and just uh, put tick marks on all of those. Okay, click there, and 84, right? Okay, so I've unlocked, ooh, maybe I don't, you know what, let's go ahead and unlock all the characters. This is a special video between you and me, and hey, I'll try not to spoil any of the characters that are in there, but if you happen to catch a glimpse, that's a secret between you and me. No one else out there, no one's going to know which characters are in this game. There's 32 playable characters in this, so as future Silver Falls titles launch, even ones that haven't been announced, even Silver Falls titles that um, I've never even mentioned anywhere, um, they have been in planning for a while, so even a year or two or three or four down the line as more Silver Falls titles launch, you'll be able to use CodeLinker to connect back to Gaiden, and you can take characters from those future games and put them into Gaiden and add them to your team. So the first thing I'll do is I edited my save data, and that's my power as a developer. And I'm going to leave the area and I'm going to let that change take effect. So you can see a couple people here in the diner here. We have a couple characters. One of them is the main character from White Inside. It's Umbra, which hopefully will launch soon on the Wii U eShop. And we have a character from the Heavy Shadow novel, Fort. So let's see, when you talk to the character, I'm using a mouse here to click on the touch screen. So this is just running on the computer. This isn't running on the 3DS hardware. I don't really have a way to capture this on 3DS hardware, but I can run it uh, in Unity, which is my development software. Let's see. So it says I received a Waking Lotion 4-pack. So a Waking Lotion is a healing item, and that revives a character who's been knocked out. And he's all right. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to edit my OBS window because the text is a little cut off there. I'll just move that up a little bit. How's that? I'm using a trackball here. It's not that accurate for that. Okay, that looks all right. So he says, let's see. Work has been brutal this week. We're so understaffed right now. Okay, so 20 points to anyone who can comment who's read some of Heavy Shadow and they can tell me where Fort Fordero works. He's featured pretty early on in the novel. You can read that from the Silver Falls website. So I'll talk to this character, Bjorn. So as you talk to characters, your party members, they'll either visit in the camp or they'll be in the diner. After every mission, they'll respawn. More of your party members will come in. You'll get materials and items. This is for crafting. They can bring in weapons and armor, and they can also bring in usable items as Fort just did. So I find the materials very useful. So let's see. They've always got an interesting line of dialogue, the sort of vertical storytelling and characterization that I generally employ when it comes to any kind of campsite and Silver Falls games. So let's see here. I'm going to, all right, okay, I have to just fill in my party members. So I'll put in my default dudes here before I do anything else. And I'm sequence breaking a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and start a mission before I do anything here. So there are different categories for missions in this. They get tougher and tougher, but the easiest ones are casual. Then the next difficult is challenge. I'll click on one. So this is pretty simple, right? It shows you the reward you're going to get, and it says strong. This one says if you have a long gun like a shotgun or a rifle, that's going to deal extra damage to the enemies. So it'll do extra damage to the enemies. It'll even show you what enemies will appear. So if there's certain ones that they all behave a certain way, you can plan accordingly. You get a particular bow. It's probably just a kind of a typical long bow there. Let's see here. If you want it, you can get some earrings. I keep thinking you can see my cursor. Can't see my cursor. You can get some earrings there. It shows you the enemies. And then it says, let's see, if you have a bow, then it'll deal extra damage. So, yeah, these, let's see. Oh, there's projectile enemies. They can be a bit of a pain. I'm going to pick ones that don't shoot out stuff. There's certain enemies that can hit multiple party members. They have like a ranged attack, which is pretty inconvenient. I don't have a lot of equipment right now. Like I said, this is basically a starting save file that I've modified to give myself the characters. So we can have a look at the tutorial here. Let's see, it says touch and drag to attack. So normally this tutorial shows up usually when you only have one character, so you wouldn't normally have one character being blocked. The save file, the gameplay you'll see it will be a little different because I did game shark my way into this content. Right. I'll open my character's abilities here. Generally, you'll see the battles are meant to be pretty fast-paced, so I didn't want to clutter it up with the descriptions of the abilities in the battle because you do not have time to read. You can see the enemies are constantly approaching, so the spacing for this battle system is very critical to whether or not you fail or succeed. You can see enemies approach from one of four spots. That either your first, second, third, or fourth character, and you can see the different characters had different attack ranges. So I'm just going to return to the camp here. And certain characters, each character only has one weapon type that they use. Oh, we've got Sheriff Moss here. Okay, so you can read that if you want. I won't click too fast. If you want, you can have a look at the dialogue here. Another reason I left out the dialogue text for battles is because that would have, believe it or not, that would have caused memory issues with Unity as well. So it was a design choice because the battle system moves too fast for you to really waste time reading, and also an optimization choice to avoid Unity leaking memory. So other than that, you can read the text, but actually I think I've optimized the loading a bit, so it loads pretty fast. You might not be able to read all the lower text there. So let's see what Annalise gave me. She gave me a nice soft fabric. That's pretty nice. Let's see what Moss gives me. All right, I've got an energy bar. So my save file should be properly initialized now. What I'm going to do is show you my characters. As a big a player of RPGs, that's my favorite genre. This is the kind of thing that I really enjoy. Right, you can see your character stats there. You can see he has what's called a skill here. Let's go ahead and click on that, and it says fill 30 charge when healed. So every time Gus is healed, his charge goes up by 30. Charge is basically your energy that you need to attack and to perform your abilities. And you can see each character has proficiencies for armor. So if he wears a shirt, the stats that he gets from the shirt will be 120%. But let's see, he doesn't really like. Well, he's not great with hat or jacket. So if you wore a jacket or a hat, the stats from those would only be 90% of what you normally get. And he uses heavy melee. So let's go ahead and see what kind of equipment we can give him. So the game starts you out with some equipment. So every save file, let's say you can either get a lumber axe, or you can get a lumber axe that has an ability attached. You can see a number in the corner of the box there. That's a 1, so that's a level 1 lumber axe. This is level 0. So you can see the stats are a bit higher on this one. This one has an ability. If I click on that, or the skill that's attached, it says team plus 20 HP upon defeat. So when that character is knocked out, it'll heal the other party members by 20%, which is pretty nice. Let's see. There's an ability here that with a hammer. Gus can't use the hammer, but if someone wanted that, let's see. That says team health plus 15 on wake up. So that heals your party members. If you get knocked out, and then say for example earlier we got the waking lotion, then when you get revived, that'll heal your party members. There's a massive amount of ridiculously unique skills that you can all chain together. They all stack as well. So if you have duplicates, they'll just get stronger and stronger. Smart athlete, team charge speed, +2 on item use, which is insane. So you saw the green bars. I'll show you again in another battle. You see the green bars filling up. Your charge speed is how quickly that fills up. So every time you use an item, it also boosts your team's charge speed, which is pretty wild. That's a great skill to have. Let's see, counterattack when ally hit. That's pretty crazy as well. That's a good, that's an insane skill to have, is every time an ally gets hit, you will automatically counterattack the last direction you were facing. So you can sort of automate your characters to attack, and when you use your counterattack, it doesn't consume your charge meter, and I'll show you that in the next battle. All right, let's see, increases HP max 10%. That's pretty useful. Comeback power is power +4 on wake up, which is pretty good. So when you get revived, you'll be stronger than ever, which is pretty fantastic. Let's see here. We have attack when hurt by enemies. So I love counterattack stuff. In any RPG, I always look for those kind of abilities. So when I'm developing games, I always try to think of an interesting way to extend the mechanics, especially when it comes to uh, counterattacking. I just love that stuff. Anyway, I'll go ahead and take the stronger axe for Gus. And let's give him, let's see here, what do we got? We'll give him an all-American shirt. How about that? You can also enhance, your weapons and your armor. So if you have a look at here, you can see the materials needed. When you reach 4 stars, every time you enhance your armor or weapon, it increases the star rank by 1. You can get up to 4 stars. And once you get the 4 stars, you get a second ability unlocked. So this item doesn't even have a first ability, but it can have a second ability unlocked if you level that up, or you enhance it 4 times. So you can see it tells you how many materials you need to enhance the equipment. If I click do it, it'll say insufficient materials. Again, this is maybe I could just modify the save file. Hold on, everybody. I'm going to do some game sharking here. Yeah, give me a second. Let me get my game shark, and I'm just going to give myself a bunch of materials. Here we go. How about I have 99 of those, 99 of those, 99 of those. Give me 99 of everything, please. All right. All right, nobody, okay, don't judge me. I'm the developer, I'm allowed to do that. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go to my, all right, here we go. We'll go to my materials list, okay? All right, here we are. So if I click on materials up top, wow, I've got 99 of all these materials. How did that, I must have been playing for a while. That's fantastic. Okay. Right. This is the shop as well, so you can use your moose tokens to purchase the items. Let's have a look at the items you can purchase. There's singles, and then there are 4 packs of usable items. So you can see the NRG bar, you have your first aid juice, your miracle cream, you have your moose juice, your cheesy moose antlers, and your waking lotion. So the moose juice and cheesy moose antlers, they fill up your green charge meter, which lets you perform your special attacks, and the waking lotion lets you revive someone next to you, or if you have the 4-pack, you can revive the whole party. Let's go and enhance something since I worked so hard to get all those materials. Let's see. Uh, you know what? We'll go back to the shirt. Okay, so you can see the stats. We got 2, 2, and 1, right? Let's go enhance. We'll click do it. All right, do it. Do it. All right, so you can see every time we enhanced it, the cost of the materials went up as well. You can see it's now a level 4. I need to adjust that because the level number can sometimes blend in with the graphics. So I got Avenge Me. I need to add a function where when you touch that, it'll show the description. Um, and that ability, I think when you get knocked out, it powers up the rest of your team members. I think they all get a +4 in attack or something when you get knocked out. So that could be a strategy as well, is continually reviving one of your party members and then letting their abilities or letting their skills activate when they get knocked out, because you can keep reusing those abilities. So battles do get very heated and challenging. And so it's up to you to mix and match as many of these mechanics as you can to create a very fun and interesting wild team. So you can see the stats are very nice now. It's a level 4 instead of a 0. And we have 12, 7, and 4 for our stats. That's pretty nice. Let's go ahead and equip that. Okay. Dodger. Oh, see, this is great. This is what I'm talking about. Um, uh, a lot of people message and ask about Dodger. They say he's a fan favorite. Uh, over the past couple of years, many people have asked to have Dodger added to Frontier Fighters and 3 down stars. He's a cool guy. What can I say? So Dodger uses throwing items. This one has counterattack equipped. That's one of my favorite kind of mechanics in any RPG. I'm not going to have to worry about the cost of these materials. I'll just click do it. All right, you can see the level went up to 4, and I also got a Valiant Regenerator. So I think every time one of your party members gets knocked out, I think you restore some of your health on that. And then, so I've got 2 abilities on my throwing spike now. Let's go ahead and equip that. Let's see. Right, so you can see the power and the charge speed. Okay, let's go ahead and equip that. Nice, very nice. Yeah, let's give him some boots. Let's just... Oh, another Avenge Me. Okay, then. All right. So it's every time you finish a mission, you can always get more stuff. I'll just give some items to these 2 characters. Okay, Shelby uses Life Booster. She could always use some more health. So let's go ahead and have a look at Dodger. So you've noticed something here probably that says Brave Soul. Characters have soul types, and every day the soul type is different. So up top, my window is a little there. Okay, so you can see today's soul type says artistic. So that means that if a character is artistic, their stats will be boosted 50% in battle. So Dodger is a brave soul. Do we have anyone artistic here? Let's go ahead and head. Okay, base is strong and Shelby is wistful. Okay, let's go ahead and check on team now. And if we have a look here, we have 2 characters that are artistic. We can just see right off the bat here. Actually, I can avoid spoilers. I won't click on any other team pages. There's 2 other pages of party members. I won't click on those to avoid any spoilers. I'll stay on the first page. But you can see Holt here is artistic and Wilma is artistic. Let's go ahead and swap out Shelby. Let's put Holt in there. It also shows if they have a weapon equipped. You'll see the weapon equipped next to their character as well. And let's go ahead. Holt, I think Holt uses, oh, maybe we can give him that hammer. There we go, compact range. You know what? Let's go ahead and enhance it. Let's do it. Do it, do it. What do we get? Comeback charge. Ah, right. So when you get revived, then you'll have, I think your charge meter's filled up by 50% or something, which grants you access. Some characters will have access to a healing ability right away after being revived. That's pretty great. So now this is a cool hammer. It's actually got 2 comeback abilities, so every time you get revived, those will activate each time you're revived during battle. I think that's pretty great. Let's go ahead and equip that. And let's go ahead and have a look. So his soul type matches. We're going to get that boost. All right. So those are some of the mechanics. And I'll just briefly, before we go back into... Oh, you know what? There we go. I'll equip an item. How's that? Let's have a 4-pack of moose juice, right? And of course there are characters who have skills that activate when they use an item. Let's see what smart charge. That is oh, when he uses an item, it fills his charge meter by 30, which is great, because now we've sort of amplified the effect of he'll use Moose Juice, give charge to the whole party, and then give himself an extra 30. That's pretty great. So there are characters who, maybe their stats aren't the best, but their abilities are great. I'll get to the skills as well. So I'll just turn the music up. I can't actually hear it. Um, uh, but maybe the volume is at decent level here. So this is the diner, and at the diner, if you wait a while, every so often, if you just sit there and wait, characters will show up, and then you'll actually get a boost for the next mission. So if we wait long enough, you'll see. I'll just talk to Gus real quick. Okay, I got some oil there. That's nice. So let's just wait. Oh, hold on, I'll move that screen up again. Dimensions on it are kind of funny. Maybe I'll fix that later. It has to do with the PNG, the JPEG that I cut out. All right, so let's wait a second, and a character should show up at any second. But if you're already talking to someone, they're not going to show up. Oh, so cool, got a character that showed up. Let's see. Oh, she's talking about, has Steel been hassling you lately? Sorry, he's always been a pain. He wasn't always like that, though. All right, and you can see the message. I did get a boost as well. I have to read this sideways, the video runs sideways, but you notice there I got a boost. So if you wait, you can, I think up to 4 people can show up every time you go to the diner, up to 4 people, and the boosts do stack. So you're just kind of waiting and hanging out and chilling and enjoying the diner music. So what I'll go ahead, I'll just head back to the camp, and then I'll show you the abilities as well. So I also want to start sharing some behind the scenes stuff as well, just I think is fun to discuss. So let's see, we have, all right, so I have my signature ability. Every character has their signature ability. This is Sand Throw. That's pretty nice. Stony Gaze is a soul ability, so you only have soul abilities. You only have access to them if your soul matches the daily soul type. So today's soul type is Artistic. If we go to Holt, you will see that his soul ability is activated, this one here. Whereas on everyone else, if they're not Artistic, they will not have access to that ability. So not only do you get a 50% boost to all of your stats, you also have an ability that's usually very useful. So Thunder Gun, pardon me, is a good one. Now, if you look at the very bottom ability, you have daily abilities. So every day of the week, characters have access to different abilities. So Sunday, let's see, I have Megaphone. It stuns the enemy for 4 seconds. That's pretty nice. Monday, I have Soccer Kick, which is his special attack from 3 down stars. It's just a good kick. It also decreases the enemy's power by 20%. So if you're worried about an enemy that some enemies have, significantly higher attack power than other enemies, it's good to have an ability like this so you can debuff that enemy, because they can knock out your health really quickly to certain ones. Let's see. He has a little bit of first aid. He can recover some of his own health on Tuesday. Wednesday is Electro Amplify. And that's pretty nice. If you're going to rely on elemental attacks, Holt always has his signature ability, is that Electro Shot. He always has that. So Wednesday is a good day for Holt because he can boost his elemental attacks. Let's see. Inspire, it fills his allies' charge meter, which is really nice. You have Rock Throw. You just chuck a rock. And Saturday is Team Training, which boosts the team technique by 20%. So anything that's not a physical attack, like Electro Shot, it uses your technique stat. Team Training will boost the power of that. So if you're in a battle where you're really relying on elements, those are good abilities to have. This is the kind of thing that I love as a gamer, especially for RPGs. I want to spend hours in the menu. I want to look at my characters' abilities and their skills and their stats. I want to figure out cool ways to use those characters. And that's, I think, I really think that if you enjoy RPGs, you really like jumping into just interesting mechanics, I think you're probably going to enjoy all the stuff that's in here. I tried to pack in as much as stuff as I could. Anyway, now I'll just briefly explain battles here. So casual is easy. You're not going to need to put in much effort. You can just grind for the easy stuff. Every hour these missions will change. So if you wait, at the end of the hour, you'll get brand new missions. They'll have different enemies, different rewards, different setup. But you can spend 100 moose tokens and you can refresh the missions now. I'll do that. I won't do that now. Challenge, these refresh daily, but now you've probably noticed some other things here. You have strong and you have weak. So if we open that, let's see here. If you use an electric attack or a bow, they're going to be weaker. And if you have a flame or a heavy melee, it'll be stronger. So now there are more interesting things going on with the battles here. You will get some nice sandals, brand new. They don't smell, don't worry. And if you want to grind some missions for materials, you can see it'll tell you if you're going to get a material. So you can get some sewing kit, some thread there. Now you're getting into the real challenge here. So if you have a look at the casual ones, my average characters, this is a brand new save file, so my level is still 0, right? So if you go to the daily boss now, you can see the level 7. That's 7 levels higher than my characters. So it's going to be very tough. So you need to have good equipment. It's important that you try to use a character that matches the daily soul type to sort of carry the rest of the team. And you really want to avoid the weak stuff, and you really want to use the strong stuff. Okay, and it says the enemy attacks are flame. Now the reason why that would be useful is because some characters have elemental armor abilities. So they have flame armor and they can give the rest of their team flame armor as well. So these enemies will be stronger. You're going to want to build a team around someone who can give everyone flame armor, and it's going to be a tough battle. I'll just open this up and we're going to see what happened here. I'm probably going to get decimated, but these daily skills are tough. But you can see the reward here. You get double XP, and the icons here, those are ultimate abilities. So when the character icons are in there, you can see which character those are for. When you win that battle, you'll get an ultimate ability for that character, and it lasts 7 days. So that character will have a significant advantage in battle because they now have their ultimate ability, but they only have it for 7 days. After 7 days, they no longer have it. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on, I'll just click on that, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. So I'm not prepared for this. I'm underleveled. I didn't put together a team that made sense, and I didn't put equipment on everyone. I didn't give everyone items, so we'll see what happened. Oh, right, okay. So there was an issue here. Okay, uh, I'm going to have to just stop that. I'll run it again. But this is still in development. What I'm doing is actually, oops, I'm still in the middle of fixing up all the final bugs, and I'm adjusting the balancing, and I've been fixing some things that were missing, so that's why that popped up, is I'm making adjustments. So now I can get into discussing the challenges and what's so difficult about developing an RPG. So you can see from all that stuff, there's an immense amount of complexity. Hey, it ate my save data. I did all that game sharking for nothing. Okay, it's probably because it messed up. Oh, I know what it did. I was trying to reset my save data, and so I just hard-coded uh, the the game to not save and just to delete the save data. So let me go ahead and fix that now because I don't want my save data to be perpetually deleted. That was my fault. All right. Okay. That's you shouldn't just game shark. You see, that's the moral of the story today. So I won't get to I'm gonna game shark again. I'm gonna game shark again to get my characters back. How about that? Just really quick here. All right. Okay, I'm looking at my save data here, and I want characters unlocked. I'll just go 1 and 84. Okay. Cool. And then I want members in party. You can't see what I'm editing here. That's just the gameplay logic. So I will have to fix what caused it. Again, I'm still in the middle of development. I'm getting this ready for the launch day build to send to Nintendo. And because I've been a bit sick, I'm still getting a bit better. I'm working much slower than I normally would. Oh, look at our main man Bull Brandish just rocked up to camp and he brought a pair of sunglasses. And he's sort of like, here, I heard you guys were camping. Um, Here's my contribution, or some shades. All right, thanks, man. Thanks, dude. All right. Hey, do you know what manga is? Annie showed me some the other day. Uh, we got Bear. There's some characters here that people won't recognize. Let's see. Oh, he brought me some stretchy fabric. Thank you. We got Fort. Cool. Uh, oh, nice. Okay. So, yeah, I don't want to avoid too many. Oh, I don't want to show too many spoilers here. All right. My weapons are gone. My weapons. Okay, I'll quickly give them stuff. So you can see the immense amount of complexity that goes into every single aspect of the game. And after I got sick in October, and I was really struggling for the majority of the year. Um, because I haven't stopped working on the stuff. It's so vital that I push as hard as I can to get this stuff. But the downside is to that is it it's really kicked my butt. I got some cool t-shirts here. Anyway, I'll try one of these. Oh, I don't want it to crash again. What I think I'll do is I'll do it. No, I can probably handle a challenge one. Let's try that. Okay, we'll rock out. So what's funny, you can see all this stuff, right? There's all these stats, there's all these weapons, there's all these modifiers. Every mission has, you know, these aren't just random battles. Every mission has predefined specs that make it an interesting challenge. And you can see certain characters, and now have a look at these green bars here. So Shelby at the bottom, her charge meter filled up faster than the other characters. So she has access to, I'll flame shot now. Right, see. And again, the tutorial showed up again. Normally, it wouldn't cover a character. Normally, the tutorial shows up when you have one character here. Oh, right, I'm going to flamethrower. I'm going to try to hit these. So if you have a character with a long-range weapon, that's pretty nice. Ah, Dodger got knocked out. Bummer. I wasn't paying attention to him. Let's see. Oh, no. Oh, I'm getting killed here. Yep, goodbye. Goodbye, cruel world. Goner. Goner? I wasn't paying attention. I was busy talking, wasn't I? So that's what I mean when I said having the descriptions for your abilities and items, it doesn't mix well with that battle system. It's not just a menu-driven turn-based battle system. It's very much about timing and spacing. So you can see I got killed pretty badly in that. What was that? A challenge? Was it this one? Or was it this one? So, and that's, you know, I equipped rubbish starting material, equipment that wasn't very good. You should be enhancing your equipment. You should be earning better equipment. So my games, I always try to respect the player's time, which is why I generally include something easy. So let's do a casual mission and Holt's headphones, nice. We can get a pair of headphones here. Let's do this. That's equipment. So you can grind these out and you can keep earning stuff. The level that the weapons will be at will be random. So if you earn the headphones, but it's like a level 1 and you were hoping to get like a level 4 headphones, you can keep repeating the mission before the hour ends, and then eventually, you know, there's a chance you'll just end up with a good. All right, so let's see. I'll start with the flame shot. Hit those two guys. Did 144. Again, this is the casual missions, so they're pretty easy, and they're really just meant for you to grind out. If you've got a couple minutes, grind out some casual missions, get some weapons, get some armor, get some materials. Let's see here. All right, so that one didn't do that much damage, but I'll follow it up with one of these. So you can see when you attack, when you do a physical attack, it uses up the entirety of your charge meter. So have a look at the amount of damage that Dodger does here. All right, I did 69. And if I attack immediately afterwards, I only do 5 because I didn't let his charge meter refill. So your physical attack is dependent on that charge meter, but your abilities are also dependent on the charge meter. If I toughen up, that'll boost my defense. And it didn't use my whole meter, it only used the cost of the ability. So base is good because he can help other people, he can attack far away. Dodger can attack pretty far away, but he can also hit multiple enemies pretty easily. But Gus uses a close range weapon, so he can help the character next to him, but he can't help his allies far away. Cool, so I've earned some experience points, I've leveled up. Let's see here. All right, I got level 3 headphones. I got level 3 shoes, and I got 3 whetstones. Nice. So you can see this is really meant to appeal to people who enjoy RPGs. But look, we all know the struggle of when you've played an RPG, you're really into it, you're really enjoying it, and then all of a sudden you have a heap of work, you have stuff to do. 3 or 4 months go past, and you think, oh, I remember that RPG I was playing, I really like it. You go back to it, you have no idea where to go, you're lost. You're in the middle of the world map, there's forests, there's towns, you don't know where you're supposed to go. You think you talked to a guy who said, get a magic cape from somewhere, and you have no idea where to go. So I really wanted this Deathly Delusion Destroyers experience to have the most amount of depth I can have in terms of the battle mechanics, but you don't have to worry about getting lost if you put the game down for a while. I want this to be a game that people can enjoy for a long time and just come back, and it doesn't matter if you've played it, you know, if you haven't played it for 2 months or 2 years, you can just open it up and enjoy a couple battles, and just enjoy building a team. And again, as future Silver Falls games launch, you'll be able to add characters from those games into this game. So, yeah. When you complete a battle, there's up to a point, there's a number of story events that play out between characters, and as you succeed in battles, events will play out. You'll get to recruit new characters, you'll meet old characters, and you get to see the character interactions. So our testers have been enjoying that, and our testers who have played through the previous Silver Falls titles really enjoyed. They said they really enjoyed the story and the characters, especially seeing where the characters go, since this takes place between 2 and 3 weeks after 3 Down Stars. So you get to see the aftermath of that. So, all right, let's just talk about some funny stuff. So I've been working on this. Obviously, it crashed earlier. It did something weird, because I'm working on something. So one thing that I found while working on it this week was I accidentally had everyone's stats when they're calculated in battle. I accidentally had all their stats being calculated based on the maximum health. So instead of the battle system asking for a character's power, which is 15 without any equipment, it was actually taking the health, which was 230. So characters were doing insane amounts of damage for no reason whatsoever. It's pretty funny. And what was another funny glitch that I had? Oh no, yeah. So as from a programmatic standpoint, I had an issue where um, the characters stats, they weren't um, taking they weren't taking the boost from the weapons correctly. So you were equipping these weapons, and I wasn't testing it. Eventually, I noticed like something's not right here. My characters are still taking tons of damage, and it should have taken into account their defense. And I just, from a game development standpoint, I had accidentally put 2 references to the item that they had equipped, and they just were spelled, differently. I'd named them differently. So one was like equipped item ID, and then the other one was like character equipped armor ID, and they were just slightly different. And I just lost track of it because I've built this insanely fast. This is the most complex thing that I've built in such a short amount of time. It's ridiculous the amount of complexity that's in this. Um, and so there were small things like that where I was noticing in battle, I was noticing things weren't working, and it was because I had just created 2 references, and the battle system was asking for the wrong one. And so those are things that I've been fixing up. Well, let's just head to the diner now. So something about the music as well. This game has its own soundtrack. It won't be as robust as I want it to be. I've just run out of time, so I've written as much music as I can for this. If you have a character in your party, and if they've been a feature character in a previous Silver Falls title, then battle music from the other Silver Falls titles will play, or it can play during battles here. So you won't be hearing 3 Down Stars Frontier Fighter missions unless there's a 3 Down Stars character in your party. And I think that's something that's pretty fun. It's not, it's not mandatory to have something like that in your game design, but it's something that as a player, I think you appreciate it because it's not a cheap reference. A cheap reference would just be sticking the music in there for no reason. Um, but this way, there's even tracks from Galaxy Bound Curse and Ghoul Busters, but you won't hear those tracks in battle unless you have a character from Ghoul Busters in your party at that time. So we have Bran Steelhide here, which I don't think he's appeared in other games yet. Um, so this poor guy is in the middle of his 4th divorce, so he's not a happy camper. He's in a pretty bad mood. If you talk to him, he's not going to be that happy. For anyone that's played Galaxy Bound Curse, that might sound like a familiar a situation here. So what did Winnie say? She gave me something here, and then what does Karn have? Let's see here. All right, and he gave me some tough fabric, so that's fun. Yeah, so there's so many things about working on this that just made me laugh when I realized I had made funny mistakes. For example, um, one I made a mistake in calculating enemies' attacks. So the way this system is set up, just from a development standpoint, I'll just open a battle. We'll rock out. We'll see what battle music plays. So I'll turn the music down just a little bit. So characters have a hitbox. Enemies have a hitbox for their attack. So the hitbox itself has a core damage value. Generally, they're all supposed to be set at 2, and then that's multiplied against the enemy's stats, their attack stat, and then their level. So it's the enemy's level is multiplied against their strength, and then the strength is multiplied against the hitbox. But there were certain enemies that were doing insane amounts of damage, and I was like, this absolutely isn't right. I know my math is correct, so what's going on here? And what I had done is I had accidentally, when the enemies are sort of getting ready to battle, and they're setting up their stats, what I had done is, the core base value for their hitbox, I was actually modifying the value of their hitbox as well based on the monster's level. So not only was it multiplying the base power of the enemy, it was multiplying the power of their hitbox as well, which is ridiculous because it's already multiplying the hitbox by the enemy's power. So it's pretty funny. Enemies weren't scaling correctly, and then by enemies were at level 3, they were doing um, like 987 damage. I thought it was pretty funny. It was annoying tracking down what I did wrong, but those are the sort of things that, those are the challenges that you face when you're designing a system like this, and especially when there's an immense amount of complexity. For example, there's all the various elements. Let's quickly get through this conversation, and then I'll try and make an example of the elements that are in the game here. Okay, Philip. Right. Uh, there's if you're familiar with 3 down stars, you'll have flame, cryo, electricity, water, and then there's light, air, sound, and oil. Um, let's go ahead and see. I just have to open that up and get the materials. How am I not gonna get the free materials, right? It'd be crazy. Um, so you can see here, like the character's signature ability will be the one that shows up on their menu here. So base has Thunder Gun, which is a very nice signature ability to have. Gee whiz. Um, let's see, Shellaby she has Flame Shot and Flamethrower. Wow. Okay then. Okay. So I'll click on my missions here, and we'll go to right. So you can see if you have a sound ability will be extra strong, and the bow will be strong as well. But that's all stuff that's extremely complicated because now enemies they don't just take into account their own natural strengths and weaknesses, but they also have to take into account the mission, and if the mission has any strengths, they take into account you have your daily soul type. So my window is a little funny here. I'll fix that for next time. Um, so the enemies have to take into account if you're wistful, if your character is wistful, you do extra damage to them, and you have your stat boosts, or you can see you have a soul boost as well for that particular mission. So that's outside of the daily soul boost. And it says enemy attacks are cryo. So even based on the mission, all of a sudden enemy attacks can all be changed, and then characters um, uh, have to deal with that. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and did go wrong during development, and it's taken a while. Like, this is an immensely complex system, and it's not just, mindless battles. It'd be You would not, unless you're doing challenge casuals, you wouldn't be able to rock up to a daily boss with your favorite team of strongest characters, because you're probably just going to get killed. Like, I'll open that, and all enemy attacks are air, so you have to find a way to deal with air attacks. You got to get air armor, or aura armor. Someone's going to have that. And then electricity is strong. So look, Base and Dodger would be good characters to take into this one, because Base always has Thunder Gun. Dodger uses throwing weapons, so you're stronger on that. But enemies also, they have to take into account all that stuff, and they have their own natural things as well. And to me, that's exciting. That's my kind of thing that I enjoy. So I hope you've enjoyed taking a look at that. And from a development standpoint, you may have noticed there's a little bit of a loading screen after characters play an event plays, and the characters talk. There's a little bit of a loading screen that originally wasn't there, but that was something that I implemented in order to get the game running on original 3DS hardware. I've actually tucked away all of the game story events in sort of a pocket universe that can't be accessed during the rest of the game, so it stops any sort of memory leakage from that, and memory pressure, and the way that it stores and loads in stuff. Like, I've chopped up the UI and the menus, and it loads in other things first, and then it sort of lets things settle, and then it loads in the menu system, which is massive. It's robust. There's so much in there. Let's have a look at Rona. Ooh, free baseball bat. Thank you. Yeah, so I'll share that. I hope you enjoyed having a look at that and having a chat. And again, I want to thank you all for your support. I'm really enjoying working on these games, and I'm enjoying hearing from you. Yeah, unfortunately, I got sick a couple times this year, and it's really slowed things down. I'm still working on the submission with White Inside Its Umbra with Nintendo, and they're being so incredible. But I messed up the previous submission. I had to fix something in the game, and I fixed it, but I had COVID at the time, and I was on. I thought that I was going to die. I was very sick, and my brain just wasn't working. So I was probably should have rested, but I really didn't. I was just pushing through, and I kept working on the games while I was very sick with COVID, and that probably wasn't great for my health. And I ended up making a mistake on a game that, if I wasn't sick, if my brain was working correctly, I wouldn't have made this mistake. But it's delayed the release of White Inside Its Umbra, because now I have to submit my fixed version to Nintendo. So it's things like that have been, they're small setbacks that are disheartening, because I know that people all around the world are looking forward to these games, and I want to get these games out to you as soon as possible, and we are running out of time to get these games onto the eShop, but that just makes it a little more exciting, because hopefully these games will launch, before the eShop closes, and we can get them, and if we do get them, it's going to feel really exciting that we got them. It'll feel like a massive victory. So I hope you've all enjoyed taking a look at that. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll try to answer as many questions as you can. You can see that I just need a little bit more work. I just need to tighten things up and make sure I fix whatever I got to fix that thing that happened earlier. Yeah, because this is a build that's in production. I'm working on it right now. So hey, 3 Down Stars. People who have played 3 Down Stars will probably recognize this guy, but this is like a revamped HD. I redid all of the character models from 3 Down Stars. They're all high poly count. I've redone all the textures, everything from scratch. So if you can, but his clothes are the same. So hey, in the comment section, name this guy. Who is he? Name him, and then you'll get 75 points. Yeah, okay. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope to have good news for you soon, and hopefully any day now the 3 Down Stars patch will launch for North America. Hopefully any day soon. Okay, take care, everyone. I'll see you soon. Be well, everyone. See ya. Take care.